Hello, today we will explain the plot of the film titled Trust, which became launched in 2010. So permits get straight to the storyline. A teenage woman appeared very satisfied at the same time as celebrating her birthday, together with her circle of relatives individuals. The lady who was named Annie Cameron, who changed into nevertheless 14 years antique and become in high faculty because she likes social media sports, her father gave her a gift in the shape of the trendy MacBook series. While working her new laptop, Annie regarded very happy. She lived in a harmonious own family surroundings and cherished each other. She additionally had a near pal named Brittany who changed into continually there for her. At nighttime, Annie turned into chatting with her social media friend named Charlie. The father, who stood now not some distance from her, started to be curious about the figure of his daughter's chat buddy. Answering her father's curiosity, Annie explained that Charlie changed into a pupil, who changed into younger than her. He lived in California and played volleyball for his high faculty. Hearing this, Annie's father changed into glad that his daughter had made the sort of tremendous buddy. She turned into approached via Serena, a faculty friend who changed into interested by her brother Peter. The female invited Annie and Peter to attend a celebration at her residence. Without questioning, Annie without delay agreed, and Serena and her buddies left. During her activities, Annie was always busy together with her cell phone, answering chats from Charlie, even in the course of dinner with her circle of relatives, considering the mother warned her daughter now not to play cell phones while ingesting together. After placing down her cell phone, Annie advised her family approximately Charlie's excellent character. Both dad and mom, consisting of Annie's brother, seemed happy about it. After the meal, Annie planned to send her photo to Charlie. However, because of embarrassment, Annie turned into then harassed approximately which picture she ought to ship. The subsequent day, Annie looked so happy because she certified for the volleyball membership at her high faculty. She greeted her mom, then rushed to a room to open her laptop and chat with Charlie. When Annie instructed her success, Charlie regarded glad and congratulated her. Then Annie requested Charlie for a picture that she had asked for, given that the day gone by. At that second, Charlie admitted that he became clearly a 20-wire vintage scholar, although she changed into confused for a moment. In the end, Annie did not mind it, and Charlie dispatched her a few images. Seeing Charlie's pictures, Annie becomes satisfied and started out to fall in love with him. In the night, Annie and Brittany attended a celebration at Serena's residence at the same time as her brother Peter couldn't come because he had to put together for his university. But unlike her expectancies, Annie felt uncomfortable with the birthday celebration and determined to depart. When she were given domestic, she desired to inform her father many stuff. However, her father changed into very busy with paintings. In the quit, Annie may want to handiest confide in Charlie, who she taken into consideration the simplest individual who should recognize her. The subsequent day after school, Annie bought a bra along with her buddy. Seeing this, Annie's mother assumed that Annie still didn't need it. Annie seemed upset that her mom didn't recognize her desires. Arriving domestic, Annie became once more surprised due to the fact her online friend Charlie claimed that he had actually graduated from college and changed into 25 years antique. She seemed dissatisfied due to the fact Charlie continually deceived her, but in the end, their relationship became nevertheless high quality. In the morning, Annie's dad and mom went to take Peter to move into his campus condominium. Meanwhile, Annie became invited to fulfill Charlie someplace due to the fact she felt lonely. Annie immediately agreed to it. Arriving at the meeting vicinity, Annie became very surprised and upset because Charlie became clearly a center elderly man who was even appropriate if he changed into known as an uncle. Seeing Annie's unhappiness, Charlie lightly instructed her that age becomes simply a number of, and he changed into nevertheless the identical person who listened to her all day long. Slowly, Annie's coronary heart started out to soften, and he or she was inclined to journey with Charlie. Unbeknownst to them, Brittany saw her close friend strolling in detail with a center elderly guy. She appeared surprised and amazed to peer it. After spending a long term collectively, Charlie gave his present to Annie. Unexpectedly, the parcel contained a pink bikini. Seeing Annie's awkward expression, Charlie expressed his emotions that he actually loved Annie, and he became very excited to imagine Annie carrying the red bikini. After that, Charlie took Annie to a hotel. Inside the motel, Annie was wearing the bikini given by way of CC, become amazed and praised the splendor of the young female. He also commenced to caress and fondle Annie's frame with passion. It turned into then that Annie allowed pass of her virginity. However, she did no longer realize that the scene had been secretly recorded via Charlie. Arriving domestic, Annie became nonetheless silent, as if she still did not recognize what she had just performed with Charlie. She could not even answer her parents efficaciously whilst on the dinner table. Annie's generally cheerful persona had now become gloomy and emotional. Even at school, she easily conflicted with her buddies. It turned out that Annie began to experience annoyed because Charlie had become tough to contact. Her near buddy Brittany observed out what befell and instructed Annie to go away the lecherous guy. However, Annie already cherished Charlie. Suddenly, Annie's mother and father were stunned when they heard the news that their daughter turned into the victim of rape from the police and the FBI. They additionally met Annie on the health facility and attempted to calm their daughter, who already seemed shocked and sad. However, Annie had to participate in separate interrogations in order for the case to come to mild. After undergoing a clinical exam, Annie again home and gave a pink bikini as proof. But with only that proof, it might take a totally long term to find the culprit. In order to song down Charlie, the police and FBI advised Annie to contact Charlie through her mobile telephone. And as expected, Charlie picked up the smartphone and talked for some time. But before the FBI may want to track him down, Annie's mother's cell smartphone rang loudly, making Charlie comprehend something changed into incorrect and hung up, which only made Annie upset and went to fasten herself in her room. Annie's parents appeared so concerned and advised the police to locate the culprit at once. The subsequent day, Annie got the possibility to take part in a volleyball event representing her excessive college. All family members and also Brittany came and watched the match enthusiastically at the same time as the healthy turned into still in progress. Annie's father became suspicious of a center-aged guy as Charlie because he stored taking photographs of Annie's crew gambling. Plus, he had genuinely been stalking the man for a long time and changed into very certain that the person changed into Charlie. Annie's father ran down the field and hit the center elderly man brutally. However, it grew to become out the person was one of the dad and mom of the students. Knowing her father's shameful conduct, Annie felt indignant and upset. She even yelled at her father when she changed into at home. One day, while Annie turned into strolling in the school hall, Brittany came up to her and informed her approximately a vulgar post on the internet. Realizing something became wrong, Annie rushed to the library and opened the PC. There she became very surprised to look a post at the internet about her. A vulgar poster with her face plastered on social media accompanied by way of disgusting writings. Knowing that, Annie felt very embarrassed and frustrated. She even supposed to dedicate suicide in her toilet. The father, who was cooking, got a call from his wife to find the whereabouts of Annie proper away, because she were given horrific news from Annie's pal. It grew to become out that Annie's mother's issues truly occurred. Annie turned into determined in her restroom in an subconscious situation. Apparently the female swallowed a variety of tablets and tried to devote suicide, but luckily the father swiftly done first useful resource to make Annie vomit at all of the pills. The incident made Annie's mother and father very worried. In the morning, Annie awoke from her sleep and saw her father retaining watch outdoor the house. She approached her father, who regarded worn out due to the fact he had not slept for several days. Seeing his daughter coming, Annie's father expressed all his fears, worries, and affection to Annie. He also apologized for hurting his daughter's feelings. Realizing how tons her father loved her, Annie hugged him and bursted into tears. In the give-up, Annie and her family lived a harmonious life as earlier then. Somewhere, a center elderly man attended a competition along with his wife and son. The guy became Charlie, whose real name became Winston. Apparently, he was the excessive faculty teacher who appeared every day. But in the back of all of it, he changed into a sexual predator for teenage ladies. And the movie. See you in next video.